For this one, I'm going to show you the concept, and then I'm going to jump into the actual question. I'm going to use these numbers as an example to help you understand the idea. I'm giving you the marginal propensity to consume, which is 0.8. So therefore, the multiplier is 5. Remember, the multiplier is 1 over the marginal propensity to save, so 1 over 0.2, which is 1 over 1/5, so the multiplier is 5. So just like this real question, we're going to try to figure out what happens when you cut government spending by $50 billion, but you also cut taxes by the same amount. $50 billion. As you know, a decrease in $50 billion of government spending will get multiplied to the economy, right? These are government contractors who don't have the work, and so they don't go out to restaurants, they don't buy other things, and so that decreased government spending decreases the entire economy. So therefore, this decreases by $250 billion in our economy. Now, what about this tax cut of $50 billion? Now, you might be tempted to say that a $50 billion tax cut means consumers have more money and they'll go buy more things and it'll get multiplied times 5, but it won't. Consumers are going to save some of that tax cut. Now, how much are consumers going to save of this $50 billion? We already know they're going to save 0.2 of it, or 20%. $10 billion is going to be saved. That means it's not going to get multiplied throughout the economy. But the other $40 billion is going to be spent by consumers, and that amount will get multiplied, increasing consumer spending by $200 billion. So take a step back and look at this. When you decrease government spending by a certain amount, you're going to have the entire thing get multiplied throughout the economy. When you cut taxes by that same amount, only some of it gets multiplied through the economy, and so that amount's going to be less. Now back to the question. If both these things happen at the same time, then aggregate demand is still going to go down because government spending has a greater effect on the economy than taxation. Now hopefully you didn't get lost here. The good news is there's another way of getting that number, $200 billion. It's called the tax multiplier. The tax multiplier is the marginal propensity to consume divided by the marginal propensity to save. This will pop out a number, and you use that to multiply the initial cut in taxes, and that'll get you to $200 billion. Let's find out if that's true. In this situation, the marginal propensity to consume is 0.8. The marginal propensity to save is 0.2. That means this must be 4. So the initial tax cut of $50 billion multiplied times the tax multiplier of 4 gets you $200 billion. Now you might be saying, Mr. Clifford, I'm not that good with equations. I have a tendency to forget this stuff. The good news is the only thing that you absolutely need to know is the spending multiplier. If you understand that really well, you'll be able to get the right answer because the taxation multiplier is always 1 less than the spending multiplier. Are you serious? Yeah, it works every single time. Instead of multiplying times 5, you only multiply times 4 because that first round gets saved and doesn't get counted as spending. Pretty cool, pretty cool.